This first mod will blow your mind. Let me show you. Mr. Crayfish's Gun mod adds in a variety of guns to Minecraft, making rabbit hunting season a lot more fun. You can get a minigun so you can easily take out the local kittens and school kids while walking through the town. A bazooka so you can easily fight the town security guard, or send a group of orphans to meet their parents. The shotgun will come in handy for any villager that looks at you funny after you've had a bad day. And the grenade launcher for when you need to teach the kids a lesson. These are just some of the guns that get added to the game, and these could be really fun for survival and zombie apocalypse maps. Even just walking around your world of a nighttime makes it easier when unaliving hostile mobs, so you don't have to get close to them anymore. And these guns are pretty powerful and useful against high health mobs. Just don't get outsmarted by the kid who is Batman's son. You can craft any of these guns with the crafting station and even add dyes to them to make them any color you like. There is also attachments for each gun to suit any type of mission you are doing. Iron golems are pretty bland, so I present to you the villager brute. And my god, look at the size of his nose. It's so big it has its own gravitational pull. Surprised there isn't a moon floating around it. I bet he could smell what the rock is cooking. I'd be moving this slow if I had a sniffer the size of Shaq on my face. But enough about that. He is the villager protector, and if you slap a child, he will use his peak male performance body to unalive you, and he won't hold back on any mobs and is willing to sacrifice himself for the greater good. He also drops iron and apples when he gets deleted from your world. But Squidward is like a regular human and needs sleep too, and will squeeze himself onto a bed for a good night rest, ready to sniff out trouble for the next day. Throwability is a great mod for when you want to hunt like a caveman. You now get a nice little throwing animation, and you can even use items like normal when throwing them. Makes throwing items like ender pearls more satisfying, or even throwing Mummy's light up toy underwater looks very graceful. The animations are smooth and great, and you can even build a house by throwing blocks in positions instead of placing them like a peasant. You can even throw arrows without a bow and still harm mobs. This should just be a normal vanilla feature. I need my arrows to be more useful. Max's Miney Golems adds in 3 new styles of golems. We got the brute golems, the poison golems, and the arrow golems. Let's start off with the arrow golems. Don't judge their small snout as it's cold outside, but these little bad boys can do some great damage when in an army. Nothing will get in your way, and mobs even attack them back when provoked. The poison golems also shoot darts out of their little snouts, but these will leave different effects on any mob they hit by poisoning them, so you can keep running away and watch them die a slow, painful death. The cobblestone golem is your best friend in battle, and he will heal you up when you need it, or when you run out of food. Just be careful, as you have to wait for him to heal when he is ready. And the golem brutes are a force not to be reckoned with. These brick shithouses will flatten anything in front of them. Even the warden gets a left-right goodnight when fighting one of these. But they can be weak, so if one turns on you, don't stress. It only takes a couple of whacks to defeat. Young is back at it again with Young's better Nether Fortress. He has given the Nether Fortress a much-needed overhaul, making them less boring. They now have a shrine to the Nether boss, the Wither, which suits the Nether so well. There is hidden rooms in here filled with good random loot, making the fight to get in here worth it. And exploring the rest of the fortress is great. It's now designed with 3 separate levels, making it easy to get attacked by the blaze. And speaking of the blaze spawner looks really cool now. The overall look of the Nether Fortress has gotten a lot better and a lot more enjoyable to explore, and I'd love to see a fortress overhaul in vanilla Minecraft. And as usual, the time and effort Young puts into his mods really shows off. Mrs. Puff just gave you your boat license, so now you can install Automobility. Automobility adds in cars to your world so you can hit and run villages now. These cars are designed super well and drive and handle great, and are super fun to drift around in. There are ramps so you can take any car uphill, and there is also speed boost pads so you can smack into villages at full force. You also get a trolley which you can drive around and drift in, and is great fun for running over cats and villages. And for you farmers out there, you can now get a tractor. And the number 1 rule with the tractor is, first I plough my land, then I plough your mum. There are some great cars you can make with this mod to suit any style you like, and you can even get lots of attachments for each car, which looks great. And you can even customize your car to be a four-wheel drive or a race car, and you can even choose what size engine goes into your vehicle to suit the style you need. Just look at how good and useful these attachments are. Gliders adds in a new way to travel around your world without an elytra. Now you can jump off a cliff or an edge and tap the spacebar again to deploy your glider. You will glide down gracefully without taking any damage. It also gives a cool animation, which I love and is how I imagine I'd react when opening a glider. You can also get these gliders in 5 different styles with all different ore types. Mutant More is a mod you can only play if you are strong enough to enter the Salty Splatoon. It adds in 3 mutant creatures to your world: the mutant with the skeleton, mutant blaze, and the mutant shulker. And it also adds in a baby blaze. Look how cute he is. When standing within 5 feet of these guys, they will go full Beerus and unleash hell on you, which I'd recommend coming with some good armor and some good food. The wither skeleton leaps, throws fire, and swings swords at you, while the blaze also gives off a fire animation on your screen, which can bring fear into your eyes. His shields also defend himself while he shoots fire at you. The giant spider shulker turns into a Beyblade which can launch you away. It throws little babies on the ground which can float you up if provoked. It sends out shulker bullets and mutant shulker bullets, and these will keep following you up into the sky to ensure you get deleted when you come back down. And his hard outer shell makes him a bit harder to defeat. If you manage to defeat these beasts, you can get some cool armor from the skeleton and the blaze, which looks cool and is super handy. And you can also get a shulker turret to guard your villagers so you can sit back and be lazy while the golem and shulker turret do your job for you. To make these monsters, all you need is Formula Y or Compound Z, and just throw it and watch some magic happen before you need to run for your life. And here are some of the new items that come with the mod so you can have fun with. These mutants are a fun mod to play with, and I'd highly recommend downloading it if you want a challenge in your world. Do your hands get sore when holding torches? Mage Flame lets you summon a flying magical flame to follow you around so you no longer have to place torches like a peasant. You can summon these flames by crafting scrolls using vanilla ingredients, which is super simple and super easy to do. Mage Flame is a dynamic light source, so it lights the area around you no matter where you are. There are 4 levels of torches you can use, level 1 being the lowest light source, and level 4 being the highest light source. And just how cool does a level 4 torch with wings look? These torches have feelings and will get deleted from your world if you smack them enough. And you can only spawn 1 at a time, so don't try and spawn 2, because the other will go and meet your grandparents. Do you support with the rumbling? Well, this is the perfect mod for you. YellowBross Extras gives you the power to create your own rumbling. You start out with a normal creeper with a flower on its head, but this creeper has one mission. It will hunt down anything with a heartbeat and send it to the recycle bin when it explodes. And when it explodes, it can multiply to more creepers. There is also a baby flying creeper, that is the floating Grim Reaper. You also get this cube looking guy, which can let out a mean explosion, making no one safe. And I mean no one is safe, not even the people in their own homes.
Meanwhile, at the Krusty Krab.
There is also this spider-looking creeper, and look how he walks. But he is also a walking nuke, so be careful of him. There is also a yellow creeper with a cannon, who can attack you from a distance, spawning in creepers with the explosions for maximum nightmare fuel. And one of the worst ones is the purple creeper, who just like Lana Rhodes will suck anything in towards it and create an almighty explosion. Oh, and if you want to know how powerful these guys are, look how quickly they Alt F4 the water. But there is one champion who can beat them. He is called the Defender, and he looks like Ash Ketchum just trying to catch them all, and my guy is just a straight up menace. He don't take no shit and will destroy anything who tries to attack him, and as you can see, he gets his moves from Super Smash Bros. There isn't much this guy can't do. He even Naruto runs because he is cool. You can also make these guys fight each other for a good show, and sometimes they will turn into Beyblades. They even have a move when they die which has no boundaries and will definitely friendly fire a horse if it's in the way. But when he is out of breath, he doesn't die like a champion, he just rage quits like my 10-year-old brother, which I had a good laugh when I seen. You know what else gave me a good laugh? Hitting that sub button and the YouTube recommended video. YouTube knows what you like, so I'll see you legends over there.